We are now live.
Hmm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bonus UK YouTube channel. It's me, your host, John, and I'm joined for the first time for quite a while, our third member, Lawrence, or Geeky Trainer.
Hello, Bronies UK. It's good to be back after a while. Yes, at the beginning of the channel, I did post a couple of vids on this awesome My Little Pony UK channel. So yeah, it's good to be back, and I'm not sure if I've actually been involved in a live stream on here before. I think we've had a couple of intertwined live streams where you've joined me on this channel, John.
Yeah. Yeah, at the beginning of when we started out, at the beginning, when we first started out and everything, it was a little bit, obviously back then we didn't have many subscribers or anything like that. So, but obviously when the whole live stream thing changed with YouTube, for instance, kind of like at one point you had to be at a certain point of subscribers in order to go live on YouTube. Now you can only do it just you on your own if you want to do it through YouTube. But StreamYard that I'm using now, we've been using it a little bit now, and it's free. It's not like OBS or anything like that. You can just simply go straight into it, and it just works through YouTube channels. You just simply sign in, and you can add up to about 6 people, which is great, really. So it's good to have a good discussion. So we've got a few people in the chat already. So we've got Nico, he's here. Okay, you all ready to talk about some ponies? Yes, we are indeed. Hello to you, Nico.
Hello, Nico.
And Ginger. Oh, yeah. We've got Nico again saying howdy.
I will say, I heard that one of the regular viewers on this channel, participants, might be seeing Sam and myself at Nottingham PonyCon in a few weeks.
Cool. I mean, like I say, I watched Sam's video. I mean, obviously, sadly, I can't attend that, unfortunately, because yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm literally just transferring. I've literally just got myself a new job, and so unfortunately, I did originally when I was at my previous job, I had booked off October dates already.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in a new job, there's no holidays at all for me at the moment until I figure out how that works. So unfortunately, I can't do it. But now I'm in a proper full-time job, and once I get on top of things, I can hopefully start saving, and then hopefully next year I can start to branch out.
I mean, the thing is, for us, this is a last-minute change of plan because obviously Sam and I were going to Scotland Comic Con, but unfortunately, as we know, that's been cancelled.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I didn't know about that. I really found that out when I watched Sam's video. So I mean, I can understand because obviously Scotland and all that are having issues at the moment.
Much stricter COVID restrictions still.
Yeah. So Ginger's come back saying hello to you, Lawrence.
Oh, hello. Nice to see you, Ginger.
And I've got Alpha Swirl as well. Hello, Alpha. Yeah, we can see you, mate. No worries. If you want to join us at some point, feel free and you can join us. Sam, there is a slight technical issue, hence why we're a little late going live. We were supposed to go live at about 8 this evening. So we're only going live now because Sam's not at home. He's actually gone away for a couple of days and he's got really bad signal strength. So he said if he gets a boost, he might join us now and again, or he might join us later. If not, he might maybe join us in the chat at some point. If not, me and Sam are probably going to do another live stream probably when he's back home, and kind of do a recap, and then we can get Sam's thoughts on the movie as well. Even though he did do a review, he did like a little review talking about it after he'd seen it. But this is my first time talking about the film since I've seen it. So
I understand Sam said that he was going to rewatch the movie today as well. to get a chance to properly process it.
Yeah, I've only seen it once. I was going to watch it
Right.
today, but I've only seen it the once. But I was going to watch it today, but I didn't have time really. So, but I mean, end of the day, this is just our thoughts on it. Kind of give what we thought about the movie, and whatever you guys in the comments as well, what you thought about it. Bring in your questions. Let us know what you thought about this movie. So we'll start things off, and then we'll go with you, Lawrence, first. What were your thoughts on the G5 film?
To be quite honest, I was just I was pleasantly surprised. I found it to be very modern, very updated. I suppose, having pop cultural references, having having human like technology involved, and how they've explained the connection to Gen 4. Honestly, I didn't quite expect that.
Yeah, well, I mean, me and Sam have been following the production of this movie, and any information that comes up, we've been doing live streams talking about any speculation or anything. And we found out, it got confirmed that it was indeed going to be still within the continuity of Friendship is Magic, but we didn't know whereabouts it would be in the timeline. We didn't know how. We knew there'd be a time gap, but we didn't know necessarily how far of a time gap. But by this movie, they mentioned the word ancient, which kind of threw me off guard a little bit. I was expecting at least 100 years or so in the future. So I was completely expecting the idea of that it was probably going to be about 100 years or so in the future, in between Gen 4 and Gen 5, but it says ancient. They say the word ancient. So ancient could be anything from about 500 years to 1,000 years, if not more.
Yeah. So I think you're going down the kind of like the Narnia type route of having the follow-up series take place generations after the previous one.
Yeah.
But I suppose that helps in a way to make it more original and to draw in fresh, it probably makes it more accessible to new viewers who aren't as familiar with Friendship is Magic.
Well, that's it. I mean, we found out earlier on when the information for this film was coming out, they were kind of talking about that Hasbro still wanted to connect with the fan base as a whole, not just the young kids. They wanted to, because there was the element of Gen 4 Friendship is Magic where there was this abundance of older fans that are picking the series up, and the whole brony thing came out of nowhere. And they said that when they were planning or going into the early production of this movie in Gen 5, they wanted to still keep that connection with the older fans. And with this new movie, I did feel that they've kept that connection, because there was a lot of little things in there that not kids of a certain age, like really young kids, would understand or know about. Like the movie posters, for instance. Like
references to Jaws.
Yeah. And also I noticed that, I don't know if you noticed this, Lawrence, but there's from I think it's around about the early 2000s, mid 2000s, there was a music video by the White Stripes.
Yes.
I think it was called the Seven Nation Army or something like that song. And Sprout, the character in the new movie, he basically has this song number, and it has that hook to it, that beat to it of that song. And in the transition of like all this transition in the music side of it, kind of doing all these funny little things with him, they kind of did a mirrored thing where they kind of a bit like the music video for that song. And so there's little things in there that are nods to the older generations of the fan base, and also you got Dance Dance Revolution, a reference to that, which. Yeah, and that was also referenced in Gen 4 as well, apparently we were told. So that was also announced, that was also referenced there, but obviously Dance Dance Revolution, only a certain generation of kids will know that, because I remember the boom, the boom of that game, because I used to go caravanning with my mum and dad when I was younger, and any arcade around our local area, there was an abundance of them everywhere, and there used to be crowds of kids around them dancing like mad on these things, trying to compete with one another. And it was just a massive, big little thing that happened.
Yes, and that's the sequence. Where is it? Flanabelle something and Sunny. Is that where they're playing the game for the crystals?
Yes, where Sonny challenges that guy in the tavern. I've forgotten his name myself.
Flanabelle or something.
Someone might mention his name in there. But yeah, so basically, where Sonny challenged that other pony for the crystal. So that was a Dance Dance Revolution reference, that or kind of based on it, anyways. So let's carry on with the chat here. We've got Nico back. Nico says, my thoughts on the G5 movie. It was really good and a lot of fun. I think it is the best MLP movie we have had yet. Even better than the 2017 movie. Now, then that's a very interesting thing. I mean, when I going into this movie, I wasn't really sure. I think everybody that followed Gen 4 wasn't really sure of how Hasbro were going to handle this new generation of it. And when I watched this film, as soon as that film started, I had a grin on my face from ear to ear. And then as soon as the first song come into it, Sonny's song, and listening to the tempo and to the music, I was like, this looks good. I had chills down the back of my spine because of just how well the music was. I mean, we've got Vanessa Hudgens playing Sonny.
I know.
Vanessa Hudgens, she's High School Musical fame. Yeah. She's a singer, she's an actress, an on-screen actress. I've not really seen her, I've not really noticed her as a voice actress in much stuff, so she did a really good job voicing Sonny and singing for Sonny as well. Her songs were brilliant. My favourite is Izzy. I absolutely love Izzy. This film, seeing the film finally, has literally concreted my favourite already, and it is Izzy, because I just love her. I just absolutely love Izzy. Zip and Pip are also very good as well. Zip is kind of like mirrored over Rainbow Dash, but not as smug as Rainbow Dash. You know, Rainbow Dash kind of had this thing about her, and I loved Rainbow Dash. She's my favourite for Gen 4, for French Miss Magic. But for me personally, I think Zip, she is kind of based on her. The design of her is similar, but her personality is totally different.
Yeah,
and then which I think is good. I don't mind them taking references from the previous characters, but I don't want them to be a complete mirror image of their personality as well, which I think is good.
Not just to be copies of the Gen 4 characters. No.
Yeah,
I like that there's resemblance of the characters from Gen 4.
Yeah,
but that they are original.
They're original characters. They're their own characters, their own personalities. Each of them represent certain people. Like Sonny, she's very upright. She's very positive. She's about the rights of other people. Like, she's kind of like a protester in a way. Racial rights, if you can call it that, because you've got the races between the ponies. You've got Pegasi, you've got the Pegasi, you've got the F pony, and you've got the unicorn, whatever. So you've got the three main ones. So she's all about the rights to bring them together again.
Yeah. So
she's kind of like the protester of the group, trying to bring change. And then you've got Izzy, who's all about fun, a little bit like Pinkie Pie. And, she's kind of like all about fun. She's energetic. She's just this really infectious character. And then you've got Zip, who just dreams to be able to fly and to be able to do more with her life. She's like an ambitious pony. She wants to do things. And then you've got Pip, who's kind of like the social media celebrity, like a YouTuber or whatever. And then you've got Hitch, who is kind of he's obviously the sheriff, but he's the best friend character. He's more like a support character for Sonny, really. He's more of a support character more than anything, but he's a good character nonetheless. But he's a bit like Fluttershy because all the critters seem to be attracted to him, which is interesting.
How do you feel, John, about having in the main group of friends, well, the main group of characters this time around, that there are actually some male ponies to begin with?
I was actually quite surprised because obviously when Hitch was announced as a main character I don't know if this is going to be a continuation in the series or not, but I would be very surprised if they ditched Hitch. that kind of rhymed. I'd be surprised if they kind of like got rid of Hitch and he became more of a secondary character. That'd be a shame because he's a character that I think could add more to the series. But when he was announced, I was surprised because this is the first time in My Little Pony history, I believe, that there's actually been a main male pony character in the main cast. Obviously, My Little Pony has obviously been centered around little girls, and that's the whole point of it from the beginning. So the main characters have always been girls. Yes, you've got Spike, but he's a dragon. He's not a pony. You've had like other versions of Spike throughout the whole timeline of it. Yeah. But this is the first time of an actual pony, male pony, actually being part of the main roster, which I actually found very, very interesting. And I'm actually quite happy about that because end of the day, yes, I mean, I think the reason why they probably did that is because they know there's quite a large margin of boys watching it as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason why they incorporated a male pony, which is good. So Ginger is back. He says, I am really glad they don't have cars. Yeah, I am as well. That would have been a bit daft if they'd gone with a car thing. I like it they had carts, which is kind of the similar thing to Gen 4, where, you know, Applejack had her apple cart business, selling her apples and the cider and all that. But with Sunny, it's still a futuristic, but yet she's only got carts. She's got like a food cart, like a smoothie cart. So she just sells smoothies, things of that nature. So that's cool. I mean, I like it that they kept it minimal in that respect. And you still got a tram, which is like a nice reference to the train, because a tram train, they're pretty much the same thing. They run on a track. So, Ginger again. Where am I? I've lost my train of. There we go. Ginger. I would say the time jump would be just around 1,000 years or so. My theory is because G4 was already modern, it is realistic Gen 5 would have flying cars now and have much more technology by this time. Yeah, I completely agree with that. So the whole thing with saying ancients, it's kind of that word of ancients, it kind of makes me wonder if just how many years is there between both series. I'm hoping that question is kind of announced or answered, at least in the series, maybe. Nico, actually, Sprout's song is supposed to be more Nirvana-esque. Yeah, I get that esque. It's like a grungy song. I get your point. Especially with the riff at the start. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a combination. It's a combination of different songs, but there's a sequence in the music video part, you know, the transitions, and there's kind of like him, kind of like a negative hymn, and then it kind of goes to him, that kind of effect, and that's kind of a throwback to the music video of the White Stripes song Seven Nation Army, I believe it's called. Yeah. So it's kind of that whole music sequence is a reference to a few different things in pop culture. Ginger, I love how this film reached 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Really, I'm surprised by that.
I'm surprised by that. I hear it's already in the top 10 in the UK on Netflix. It says.
Yeah, that's good. That's encouraging. Nico, that opening scene is phenomenal. Yep, is indeed. Ginger again, the character development in this film was spectacular, especially from Hitch and Pip. Yeah, the the character development in this film was sublime. It was probably up there with probably what you would expect from Pixar or anything like that, where the storytelling, the animation, the music, everything about it, all the elements worked so well. And the seriousness, the comedy, and everything about it, that all the kind of different things, it all gelled so nicely and so well. And I have a lot of respect for things of animation or a film in general that has a good mix and understands when it's a good time to bring something funny in to kind of break the seriousness a little bit, not too much, but a little subtleness. And I think they did a good job.
And I agree. I think the personalities of each of the characters help to balance that. When one character's had a moment, and then the next character comes in, and the subject and the atmosphere changes, and such as the scene where Izzy and Sonny are in prison, and while Izzy's making the best of it, while Sonny's concerned, and then you get to Izzy.
Yeah, that's true. I got Nico again saying Izzy is too pure for our world. Yeah, she is.
Excuse me for a sec, John. I just need to go and grab my phone. If you discuss more of your thoughts, and I'll be back in shortly.
All right, mate, no worries. All right, just mute him a second. Right then. So while Lawrence is gone off for a second, I just want to kind of talk about my thoughts on the movie. I think Alpha's wanting to be involved in this as well. So Doug, I ain't ignoring you, Alpha. I'll bring you in a minute. It's been a while since Lawrence has joined us on a live broadcast. So I want to kind of get him some airtime, if that makes sense. But yeah. So my thoughts on the movie. I haven't actually spoken about my thoughts yet. So I really enjoyed the film. I really enjoyed this film. I deliberately kept away from any spoilers, and I went into this film completely not really expecting much at all, or not really knowing a lot about what not really knowing a lot that's gone on and what's been released out there, because there has been some issues with there has been some problems in regards to spoiler material. There's been some additional trailers that have kind of shown off a little bit too much and things of that nature. And also the release in cinemas in Russia, and there's also been some leaks that have been sourced from Korea. So it kind of makes me think that, I'm kind of glad with myself. I'm really kind of pleased with myself that I managed to keep away from anything like that that could kind of spoil it for me. So the only stuff that I knew of in regards to this film was mostly kind of what the original trailer. That is the only visuals of the characters and things of that nature that I actually saw. So those scenes are the only things that I saw previous to seeing the film. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. I thought the music was great. I liked it. It had a bit of a more of a rockier thing to it. The music was more rockier, which I really enjoy. I'm more of a fan of rock music than pop music, so I kind of like that the music had a little bit of a bit of beat to it, and I respect them for that. The characters were brilliant. The character development, like has already been mentioned, I really enjoyed the character development. I really enjoyed the characters as a whole, but my favorite is Izzy. Will always be Izzy in Gen 5. She's just something about it. She's just very infectious as a character, and I just love her. So that's my basic thoughts on it without really spoiling it. I just really enjoyed it. I loved it from start to finish. I will agree with what Sam said in his video, because Sam uploaded his thoughts after he saw it the other day. And I will agree that it does stop very quickly. It kind of just abruptly ends in a way. There's no end sequence of like a final song, like a final surah, anything of that nature. They just kind of, they solve the puzzle. They're all reunited again. All things are cool, and then it just ends. But I have a feeling there's a reason for that. Obviously, there's going to be the 45-minute special, and then there's going to be the series. So I generally think they ended it like they did, because what happened, what comes next, is literally going to be what happened after the movie, basically.
Well, as I say, there was a post-credit scene.
There was a slight post-credit scene, yeah, which was just them three little fillies, them three little ponies playing. One being a Pegasi, one being a unicorn one, and one being an F pony. And they were kind of playing, and that end credit scene, you see their hoofs in the grass, and then there's like a rainbow color, like a rainbow magical color. So what is that symbolizing? Is that, I mean, I had a conversation with Sam talking about it literally on Friday evening after we'd both seen the film, and I basically kind of was thinking to myself, what is that symbolizing? With the magic returning, has someone else returned with the magic? Has another magical being been reborn? Like maybe is Twilight back? Because I was thinking to myself that before we saw the film, we generally thought Twilight would still be alive, even if it was, say, 100 or so years in the future, because Celestia and Luna, they're ancient beings themselves, but yet they're still alive in the current timeline of Gen 4. So I generally think to myself that I was thinking to myself, could Twilight still be alive in Gen 5? But with the magic gone, was the magic just gone in where they lived? Because they didn't really explore very far. They only kind of went from one town to a city. They didn't really cover much ground in the fact that, do you know, was their whole world affected with no magic, or was it just where they lived? We just don't know. So
what I was wondering is the grounds of all the different places that we visited in this new movie, is that the original grounds of Equestria?
Yeah. Well, apparently it still is Equestria, the world, but obviously, because there's been a time jump, a lot of the areas that we would recognize now on the map has either been built upon or is no longer there. So, like the world of the Pegasi, that's probably no longer there. But we generally think maybe where you meet Zip and Pip in the movie is probably what became of the Pegasi home, basically. So generally it just became a giant, like New York City-esque, based on city, basically. I don't know. But like I said, there's a lot of questions. This has started things off. This movie has started things off. It's done a good job in that respect. It started things off. There's questions there yet to be answered. I'm just hoping they don't do an MLP Gen 4 thing by the end where they set up stuff and then kind of, okay, let's forget about that and move on. Because they did that a little bit by the end of Friendship is Magic, unfortunately. There was some things that I was kind of looking forward to hopefully seeing get answered, but they didn't really answer it properly, or they just didn't bother in the end. So I'm kind of hoping with this movie that they kind of properly, appropriately answer some questions, because this movie is only just starting it off. It's reintroducing you to the characters, introducing you to this new world, this more futuristic world in the future. We know now that the main characters are most likely, unfortunately, no longer with us. So they are a like a nursery rhyme for little kids. They're a legend basically. They're a legend that have been passed on through the generations. And this new generation, they've found the magic. They've incorporated all the races again back together. They're living in harmony again, like they used to. Friendship is back, but I'm kind of interested what the future brings, what's going to happen in them, how they're going to work it in the series, how is it going to work, and what the hell's going to be this 45-minute special, and also will they introduce bad guys? Will we get some new bad guys that they have to kind of maybe fight, or will they get rid of that idea? Because Friendship is Magic was all about friendship and harmony, and the whole trying to kind of any foe that they come up against, they kind of reconfigured them and brought them back as good. That was kind of the whole idea of that series, and the same with Equestria Girls as well. But with this series, are they going through a new approach? Are they going to not have any real evil characters like Chrysalis or Tyrek? Are they not going to have characters like that? Or is it just going to be something like Sprout, where he's just like, no, Sprout wasn't a bad character, he wasn't evil, he was just a brat. He was a spoilt brat. And he was an attention-seeking little brat, basically, that was kind of, I felt he was always in the shadow of Hitch. And it kind of makes you wonder as if we're going to get characters like that, where they're not evil, they're just annoying. And they just kind of like start messing things up, and it's down to Sonny and her friends to kind of sort them out, basically. And of Hitch being the sheriff, he can just send them to prison or whatever, or put them in a cell. I don't know. But anyway, so let's move on with the chats. Just a minute. Where are we? There we go. Ginger. I love how whenever some pony is talking to Izzy, she walks around and not looking at them, like if she's not paying attention. Yeah, that's true. She's like, her attention's all over the place and never truly looking at them. Yeah, I get what you mean.
An ADHD or ADD, something like
that. This guy's just said, Terrio Stewart said, welcome. He said, they said in the movie it is 20 moons, but I don't know how long that is. No, I don't either. 20 moons, 20 decades, maybe. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Well, if it was 20 decades, that would only be 200 years.
Yeah, I mean, 200 years. Would you say that they're ancient then? If it's 200 years, I wouldn't really say so.
No, probably not.
I mean, obviously, we're talking about a cartoon now. We're not talking about anything real. But coming to reality now, whenever we talk about ancient history, it's always stuff that happened like medieval times, things of like ancient Egypt, like Egypt, the Roman Empire, Anglo-Saxons, things of that nature, the Vikings, all that stuff. That is ancient history. That they're a long, long time ago. So for all we know, it could literally only be between maybe about 500 years to around about 500 years. It could be about that, maybe within that confines. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Nico again. Personally, I think Pip is the weakest out of the main five. I don't hate her by any stretch. I just wish she was fleshed out more. Yeah, I think Pip is my least favorite as well. Basically, Pip is just kind of the character that is the social starlet. You know, she likes her. She's got a cell phone. She likes taking selfies. She likes singing. She's a starlet. She's a pop star, and she's an internet personality. So basically, the whole idea of her character is to kind of like for that generation of kids that are of people that are of that nature. I guess, but yeah, she's not my favorite. I think I like all the characters. Don't get me wrong, and hopefully, probably in the series, she'll get flushed out more. But I generally think the core characters are good. But my favorite is Izzy. I love Sunny as well, and I really like.
I like that. You know, we were introduced to Izzy as the core character. She was, well, no, Sunny. Yeah, Sunny. I liked being introduced to her first, and it's explaining the backstory with her dad, and that she, it's explained that since the end of Gen 4, well, regardless of how long it's been, that there's now a divide within the ponies.
Yeah, true. Nico again. He says this is the first MLP movie to shoot up to 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Sure, it is definitely gonna drop real soon, but for now, it is pretty big. Is it a pretty big deal for the franchise and us Broners? Yeah, very much sure. So,
well, it is. It's a big deal because it's the beginning of the new generation.
Yeah, yeah, very much. Ginger. I am wondering, is Argyle dead? Because I get a lot of hints that he may be gone, especially when he left his glasses. Yeah, that is interesting. You kind of get hints that he's no longer there, or maybe he's left to go on an adventure. Because he's an explorer. I get the guess that he's an explorer and he's a scientist, or he's a guy that is really interested in magical things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting if that gets maybe brought up at some point in the future, because Argyle was a good character and he was really good. A very good father. He was nice. He was good, but it's kind of a shame that it kind of like he's only in the first 5 minutes of the film pretty much. And then you pretty much get the idea that he's fortunately passed away, but how or why? I mean, he wasn't necessarily old, so it makes you wonder exactly what happened there. But yeah, I get your point there, Nico. Yeah, the ending was a bit abrupt, and the final act could have been a little better, but that didn't. That didn't bog down the movie for me. Yeah, that's true. Darren, welcome, Darren. I love MLPG5. Good. Alpha, I think I want to talk about my thoughts on the movie. Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll bring you on in a minute. I'll be bringing Alpha on in a minute. I think it is Phyllis's fault for pushing Sprout over the edge. Yeah, she was always a pretty bad parent. Yeah, that's from Nico. Yeah, Phyllis. She was. I don't like Phyllis, but she's a good. Her character's great because you love to hate her. She's just that. She's basically the one that's kind of trying to keep people terrified of everything out there and trying to, that kind of thing. But yeah, I get your point. I think Phyllis probably was the main reason why Sprout ended up becoming the way he was. I think she's the catalyst of that, and Sprout was just a brat, basically. Terrier Stewart, who is your favourite side character? I love the pony with the red sparky hair. I don't know the names for the other characters, so I don't know. I think probably a side character. I'll probably think my favourite is I've forgotten his name. Is the guy that Sunny, the guy that Sunny challenges for the gem.
Was it Flanner?
No, I forgot his name, but yeah, I like him. I like his character. I thought he was quite fun. Jonathan, what do you think to the fan theory that pony life Was the story Sunny had with her friends as a photo? Yeah, maybe so. That's maybe an interesting shout, I guess.
One thing I thought
Alpha Bittle's the character that I was thinking about. What that's Sunny challenges.
Yeah,
Alpha Bittle. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Alpha. Did I answer that one? Yeah, I did. Ginger Kunst. What would the old villains of G4 look like in Gen 5 though? That would be cool and unsettling. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see those characters kind of in like a 3D thingy of themselves.
That's what I'm kind of wondering is, do you think, I mean, because with MLP obviously being a cartoon, it enables the cartoon to do, obviously to do unrealistic things like, supposing the most of the Gen 4 characters now would be deceased. Could they do something where they could, bring them through a time warp to the present or something? Could there be a plot that...
Yeah, who knows?
You got to remember, obviously, that the merchandising is a big part of it. This new, more 3D realistic looking merchandise is, that's the whole point of doing countless reboots of the show.
Yeah. Darren coming to it saying, Tara Strong is in it. Yes, she is. I think the original cast for the main characters returned for that little sequence.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
I'm just saying, I didn't, when I first saw the opening scene to the New Generation movie, I was surprised and thinking, I thought, right, are we going to get like a passive, are we going to get like a transition somehow to the new, the new CGI stuff? But then when it's revealed, it's in the imagination of the young ponies of Gen 5, and it's a game they're playing with their toys. I thought that was a good, that was a a good way of being able to slip the Gen 4 characters in.
Right, just to let Alpha know, if you're watching still, Alpha, I put the link to the chat in the chat there. So if you want to join us, Alpha, please feel free. So just let you know. So yeah, it was good to see. I do agree. I mean, it was good to see that. It was good to see that they got the original cast back for that little sequence. I really liked it. Very surprised as well. And Alpha. It is Alpha Bittle. Thank you very much for that. Jonathan, again, if unicorns are not evil, where did Izzy get the Pony Who cereal from then? Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be like a Pinkie Pie thing where she just kind of, she somehow always knew stuff. She's just kind of like man-boggled a little bit of how she knew certain things. So I don't know. I think it was just a bit of fun. I don't know what that was about. Nico, just like Pip, I also think Sprout could have been more than just an unhinged psychopath bent on invading Equestria with his machine. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah. What do you think of that, Lawrence?
The whole thing. I mean, I actually enjoy. I like that the inclusion of all the modern technology and is it BIMF? With these big robotic pony machine. I like the fact that that there's a twinge of fear within the divided ponies that if they were able to put these crystals together, that it could bring the magic back.
Yeah,
I like the idea of I did like the idea of him using technology to rampage through the cities and destroy the lighthouse. But of course, it's not just the crystals on their own that revive the magic, as Tony realizes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm bringing Alpha in now. So let's bring him in. Hello, Alpha. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. So sorry for the lateness. I was going to bring you in, but it's been a while since Lawrence has joined us on the channel, so I wanted to get him a bit of airtime. But what was your thoughts then, Alpha, on the film?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Sorry about the noise that's around me. I'm just heading back from my trip or something. Yeah, So yeah, to be honest, I like when I first saw it, I was like, dude, like, why is this here? I instantly loved it. I instantly loved it. I liked it. I really liked the first part of Generation 4 actually getting a slow period appearance. And I liked it how Gen 5 was able to bring some Gen 4 stuff back into this movie. And honestly, I honestly loved it. And basically, I think it's great. The movie animation to me definitely is one of the better ones I've seen. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I just think it's great. Actually, I think it's good. But but to be honest, I honestly really loved the movie. The songs were great. The whole soundtrack was great. Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure those songs are gonna get stuck in my head every time when I continue watching them, though. And that's all my thoughts.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. Thought it was a really good combination of the humor to it, and then the seriousness in there, and everything about it, the songs, everything about it. I just thought it was a really good blend. I liked that. I think maybe Hasbro, maybe. What do you guys think of this? If Hasbro maybe have listened to the criticism of of Equestria Girls, with the criticism of the music not being like Rainbow Rocks, where it was a bit more rockier, and fans wanted a little bit more of that music. So do you think maybe the thought that maybe Hasbro have been like, let's give him a bit more of a rockier soundtrack in the Gen 5 movie, because it was a little bit more upbeat music? What do you think about that? Do you think maybe the criticism of the fans have maybe made them think of that kind of music?
I don't know. Like, I know Daniel Ingram was the one that actually made all of the songs for Gen 4, and
Yeah.
honestly, I loved them too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, no offense, like, I don't know if I should say this, but I think the songs in the movie are better the ones than the Gen 4. I think they're more better than I expect.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I kind of agree that I don't like every single song in Generation 4, but I do like a good majority. I mean, I love the majority of the songs that Rainbow Dash does.
Yes,
I think
it is the best songs.
yeah, I think my favorite has to be "I'll Fly," Rainbow Dash, where she's talking about hair with her pet turtle. I really love that song. That is one of my favorites. I think we've lost signal. Maybe has gone on Alpha. He'll be back. But yeah, so I just think the songs are brilliant in this new movie. I just and to what Alpha says, I kind of agree with what you say there. It's kind of I mean, I think this film generally is better than what we got in 2017. Even though I do love that film, but I do think it's better. I think we've lost due to connection. He'll be back. But yeah, so I really love the music in this. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to sprinkle any. I don't want to kind of give any crap to the previous stuff. I mean, I love Friendship is Magic. It was the first My Little Pony series that I got into and really enjoyed. Bring him back in. So it was a series that I really did enjoy, but it was just, unfortunately, I just think I don't know if I'm getting. Are you hearing us, Alpha?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, yeah, great. For some reason, you was muted then. But anyway, so yeah, so I really did enjoy the music. and I just thought even though I love Generation 4, but I do have a lot of respect for this movie. I think generally all the elements coming together, I just really thought it was very good. Really good. Anyway, so let's get on with the rest of the comments. So Nico says, I feel like Grogar could be like the Thanos of Gen 5 if he still exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, it's a magical being. He kind of got resurrected again, didn't he? Because of But the thing is, Grogar was Discord all along, wasn't he? I think it got unveiled that it was Discord was actually Grogar was actually Discord in disguise. I think that's what they did in season 9. I think it was actually him all along. So I mean, Discord could still be alive because he's the god of chaos. So he could still be alive. He's like an infinite character that's between realities. So he could still be alive, Discord. So maybe they might bring Discord back. Who knows? I mean, that would be cool if they did. What do you think? Do you think you'd like to see Discord back, Lawrence and Ginger?
Oh, yeah, because I really enjoyed his character. I will say I still need to do some catching up on Gen 4.
Yeah.
But as I say, I could do this because I know even though this movie had a connection, that it was a new, it was the beginning of a new start, and
yeah. Well, yeah, it is. It's a new start. It's even though it's still within the continuity, it's a new thing, a new characters, a new world, and it's kind of just a continuation, if you will, like of the main characters of the original series and now of Gen 4, are now known as a legend. They're like a folklore, they're a story, they're a legend. So, well, it's just I'm more interested of what the future will bring with it, personally. Where are we with the chat? There we go. Ginger. Maybe Grogar is trapped in limbo and accidentally got freed by some creature or something. That would be Endgame. Yeah, maybe so. Darren, is there a sequel coming? Sequel movie, I haven't actually seen anything for that yet, but there is going to be a 45-minute special, and then there's going to be a series which will essentially be the sequel to the movie, because the movie is the foundation of it, introducing you to the characters and this new world, and then the series is going to essentially be the sequel to it. Nico, best song in the movie is easily fit right in. We're Gonna Be My Day being the close second. Yeah, Gonna Be My Day is probably my favourite. I believe that's Sonny's one at the beginning. I love Sonny's at the very beginning. I really love that first song. Yeah. I also love the song where the song where they all sing together, where Izzy and Sonny sing together. I really like that song as well. And I loved Sprout. Even Sprout, I know Sprout's an idiot, is a brat, but I loved his song. I just really enjoyed his song. So that'd be my 3 favourites of the film. What about you guys, Alpha and Lawrence?
I think my favourite song was probably Sonny's at the beginning.
Yeah.
And for me, I gotta say it's definitely Fair by Them, because basically I love rap, kind of like rap songs and stuff, and also I like pop, and basically I just liked it how it got everything in and stuff. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it was the music was a combination of like all sorts. You had your full out pop songs, and then you had a little bit more of a meatier song, more like rock infused, where there was a little bit more instruments used. But yeah, I think the music in general was good overall, because you got to understand this is a kids' film as well, so you can't have anything too in your face, but you can have a nice blend. And I generally think the music for this movie was really well blended, really well done. So Ginger again, he says, my least favorite is Looking Out For You song. I found all of them great, but I just feel like it is the weakest. Okay. So Anteria Stewart says, I don't think Sunny is a full Alicorn. I think it is a thing she can turn on and off. Yeah, that is kind of a point that Sam brought up in his review of the film. Yes, when he did it yesterday. I generally think that she obviously, because Sunny is a Earth pony, so she never had the, like Twilight. She was already a unicorn, so she was already kind of practicing magic use. And obviously she was being schooled under Celestia. Celestia was kind of teaching her things. And obviously she was sent to Ponyville, as you know, to kind of find friends, because she was a little bit of a hermit, if you know. She was always in the library, always reading books and researching. So, but yeah, I generally think with what Anteria says there, that I don't think she's a full Alicorn. I think it's possibly like what Sam said as well. I kind of agree that I think it's something she can just summon, like a skill or an ability, where say if she needs to fly, she can just sprout her wings. If she needs to do a magic ability or use magic, she gets it back. So I generally think it's just going to be like a holographic set of wings and a horn, kind of not holographic, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like fully magic, just magic enhancement. What do you guys think of that? Do you think what do you think of that, Alpha and Lawrence?
I'll start first. So first of all, I liked it how she became an Alicorn stuff. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think how her wings and horn like glow. The thing is that they're golden glow. Basically, I like how it is though, and basically, I bet that this is not temporary. But I'm gonna. I think what you said. I think I count that as a theory because maybe she can use her mind to actually know when she has to use it and stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. What about you, Lawrence?
Yeah, I actually I did like I liked it when you saw, when the magic return and their and their wings, and they can actually fly again. The glowing, the glow actually really, I think, gave it a good what's the word, sort of a good kick, and I think would get you will help to get you excited for what's to come, and what you're going to see, the color, how the just how the colors light up, and how the graphics, the CGI, how it adds to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to, cause it really surprised me, the fact that when it was revealed that all the magic sense from Equestria has gone, and that they have to pretend that they could fly, and when that was revealed, I thought, blimey.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's kind of interesting to see the world without magic, because obviously with Friendship is Magic, everything was magic, like the bringing of the sun, the bringing of the night, everything, the seasons, everything was done using magic. And to see that world no longer of any magic, and the friendship between the races was no longer there, it was kind of an interesting look at of the world, of like what kind of that, what if this would happen, what would happen. And it was just mass hysteria between the races, just like they were all really paranoid of one another, and it was just widespread paranoia, which we can all understand that there's a lot of paranoia in the world in reality.
I know. It's kind of thinking, the difference between the two generations, what we've seen up to so far with this movie, really parallels kind of what's gone on in the real world in the past couple of years, Yeah,
exactly. Right. So Ginger says, do you guys think the main 5 cast are staying, or are they reprising new voice actors for the series? Now, this is something I just want to kind of hit upon this very quickly, and I'll bring in you guys in a minute if you want to. But I really do hope they keep the main characters. I really hope they keep Vanessa Hudgens and what's her name? Kimiko Glenn and James Marston and all the rest. I don't know about Phil Lamar, because I generally think Phil Lamar would have been the most expensive actor out of the whole cast, because he's up there with Tara Strong and Frank Welker and Peter Cullen. He's an A-list voice actor, so he would have been very expensive for this film. So I don't know. I mean, Netflix have the money. Netflix have the resources to get anyone they want for anything that they're doing. They constantly get big names for their Netflix original stuff. So I mean, I know this was done. This was kind of like a partnership between Hasbro and what's the production company for the film?
Is it Boulder Media?
Boulder Media. Thank you very much. Yeah. So Boulder Media. Yeah. So it was Boulder Media, Hasbro, and E1, and obviously Netflix. So, but Netflix, I think they would have put the money towards this a little bit to help really, really make it what it was. Like the CGI would have cost a lot of money, the casting and everything of that nature. So I really do hope that they keep the main characters the same actors, because they made those characters. It would be a real shame if they. It would be a real shame, I think, if they didn't keep those actors, because they sing really well. Because obviously most of them are singers, anyways.
Yeah.
They're good actors. They really made those characters really special, and I generally think it would be pretty cool if they kept them on for the series. But I'll be very. But at the same time, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of voice actors out there that are really good at miming or mimicking other actors, and they might maybe do that, where they might get some voice actors in that can do their performances or very close to it. I don't know. But I would really love to see them return for the future of it. Or they might just keep them for the movies, if they maybe might do a future movie down the line.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I suppose the thing is, obviously, I'm sure that the Gen 5 series, following this, the Gen 5 series will be a massive success. And they'll probably do probably a second theatrical movie down the line.
Maybe. What about you, Ginger? Do you think would you like to see them stay, that the cast, or do you think they'll be replaced by other voice actors? Just give it a minute. Don't know if he can hear me or not, or he's having problem with getting his audio on. Don't worry. We can always come back to that. So I'll just move quickly on then. So Nico says, did anybody else find it kind of weird how Sunny's wings and horn looked transparent when she turned into an alicorn? That makes me think it is just something she can turn on and off. Yeah, that's already kind of been. I think, have I already mentioned that one, or is it somebody else mentioned it? I don't know. I might have already mentioned that one, but yeah, I see your point with that one. I think I might have already brought that one on. Jonathan, do you think someone selling a spiked magic wing feather mayonnaise sandwich is behind the unicorn's weird reactions? That's funny. I don't know. That's cool. I like that. I kind of like that. It's that scene where I think it was Hitch. I think was just about to say what's wrong with mayonnaise, and then you kind of just see and then you just kind of see that real funny reaction behind him of the other characters kind of going, and then they just kind of go back to normal again. I thought that was quite funny. Right, what else have we got? Darren Thomas says, I'm surprised that COVID hasn't postponed the MLP movie of G5. Well, it kind of did change things. COVID did change it. Originally, the new film was actually going to be a theatrical release, but because most of the films coming out this year were getting bought out or were getting purchased for streaming on what was it? Something Max, HBO Max. So basically, HBO Max were getting the streaming rights for literally every major film coming out within the last year or so. And so Netflix managed to get in there before HBO Max, and that's why they secured putting it on the Netflix streaming side worldwide, wherever there's Netflix, everyone will get it.
Yeah.
So COVID did kind of mess it up because it was originally going to be a family film. It was originally going to be in theaters, but because of everything, Netflix managed to kind of make a proposal and teamed up with Hasbro and everybody else and put it up on their streaming service on Netflix. So it kind of did have an issue with the film because originally it would have been in the theaters, but
yeah,
unfortunately it didn't. I think it would have been pretty cool. It would have been nice to see it on a big screen because generally of how beautiful the animation was. But I have heard rumors that once it's been on Netflix a bit, they might give it a limited run. So I have heard rumors of that. So let's wait and see. Bill Boyce, hello to you. What was your favorite Easter egg in the movie? What about you about that, Lawrence? Did you see any Easter eggs you thought was cool?
To be honest, I think the movie posters, like the horns for Jaws, that one.
Yeah, I think that my favorite as well. Kind of like the movie posters. I think they were pretty cool. Like you had obviously like a Terminator 2 one. And then you had the Jaws one and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was really cool because that's for a more of an older audience that's only a certain audience or certain people that are watching that film will know what they're talking about with that. So yeah, I kind of really like that. I like them. So I'd probably say they're my favorite Easter eggs is the movie posters. I think they're pretty cool, clever. Nico. As for Sunny turning into an Alicorn, I'm still kind of 50-50 on that. I mean, her Alicorn design is stunning, but I think Hasbro should have saved it for the show instead of giving it away right now. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're watching the film, it is pretty obvious that she's going to become an Alicorn. It is pretty much a glaring thing, which I was actually hoping that she wouldn't become an Alicorn, mostly because that kind of seems a little bit of like copying Gen 4 where Twilight became an Alicorn, but yeah, it was after a couple of
I mean, what I thought was maybe it was just a bit too soon because the whole, the first half of Friendship is Magic, was Twilight earning the right to become an Alicorn. Her being mentored under Princess Celestia, and whilst in this case, what this has done is we've been introduced to Sunny as the kind of potentially the core main character of the the main five, and she accomplished the goal of getting magic restored. So she probably, you would say that she earned the right to become an Alicorn, but it probably is just a bit too soon, But what the plans for the series will be. These characters.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that obviously with how her Sunny's personality, it was kind of glaringly obvious because she had this personality where she was very positive and she had this drive to try and bring the races back together again. And I generally think that's an obvious point where she was going to be kind of this group's main character in the fact when the magic comes back, she's going to be the main one. And then obviously she was the one that brought back all the magic for everybody else. So yeah, I generally think it would have been nice to see that maybe brought into the series rather than the movie. I generally think I would have liked it if she didn't become an Alicorn, she just stayed an Earth pony.
Or also maybe what Hasbro think is that maybe
maybe the merchandise, it'll give the merchandise a kick if they turn her into an Alicorn quicker.
Well, that's it.
People will want to buy. People will be more interested in probably buying her merchandise as an Alicorn rather than just an pony.
Well, that's it. At the end of the day, it's Hasbro. It's a Hasbro product. They're all about toys. So if they can release multiple different versions of every character, they're going to do it, and they're going to introduce it somehow. Like they did the whole rainbow power for Friendship is Magic, and all the characters got like transformed got given like plushes and toys of them as Alicorns. And, there was all this, that, and the other, and it's all about merchandising. It's about selling toys as well as it is to entertain. So it's kind of like, yeah. So unfortunately, I feel it's a bit unfortunate that they kind of copied the idea, so to speak, with what they did with Twilight. I would have liked it if Sunny just stayed the way she was, because she was fine the way she was. But yeah, at the same time, she's not like I don't think she is a full-on Alicorn, but it looks like it will be something she can turn on and off. I think majority of the series will be her kind of getting used to her new abilities. I think that's generally what it's going to be, which is a bit like what Twilight did, where she, like Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, were kind of helping her to fly, and she kind of found it difficult to fly at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I generally think she'll probably be getting used to her abilities, and it'll just be kind of expanded upon. They are now reunited again, as the races are reunited. So it's kind of what's going to come next. Have any magical beings been brought back with the magic brought back? Is Twilight back? Is Discord back? Any of these characters? Because it would be nice to have a character come back and give us a bit of closure as to what kind of happened near the end, or what happened during Twilight's reign, because we only know of her kind of in the early years or within the first couple of years of her being the ruler, because season 9 is literally of her. She's now the princess of Equestria, but yet we just don't really know what happened afterwards. And I would like a little bit of highlight of what happened next in regards to the legend that is the main 6 on Gen 4. Ginger, I am wondering about the leak animatic from a few months ago. I'm guessing it was a deleted alternate version for the opening scene with Sunny and her dad. Most likely was. It's probably a scrapped animatic that was released. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Because it was like a song sequence by the looks of it as well. Darren, Queen Haven is funny. Yes, she is indeed. I really liked her. I thought she was funny. Ontario Stewart is back. He says, I think Izzy and Pip's voices are the best out of the cast. Yeah, I love Izzy. I thought Kimiko Glenn that played Izzy, she did an incredible job of that, playing that character. But yeah, I generally think I really enjoyed Sunny. I've really enjoyed Vanessa Hudgens' performances as well. I thought she voiced her really well, and obviously she's a good singer as well. And plus, Kimiko Glenn can sing as well. So yeah, I generally think for me, I agree. I think Pip was a good voice actress. I think the performances of Pip, for me, it was Sunny, Izzy, and Pip were my 3 favourite voice performances of the characters. I like all of them as a whole. I've got no issue with any of them, but I generally think the performances for me was Sunny, Izzy, and Pip. I think they're the favourites out of the performances. Ginger, I'm okay with the mimicking of other voice actors, but it would be cool if they stay. Yeah, I would really like them to come back, because they really played the characters well. Hello, Silver Comet. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Greetings from Argentina. Hello from the UK.
Hello.
Hope you're well. I am late again. Sorry. No, don't worry about it. Glad you're here. Ginger, ahoy. Right. quick recap of what was discussed, please. Basically, all we're talking about is our thoughts on the movie. So just let us know in the comments, Silver Comet, what were your thoughts on the movie? We're just discussing our favourite songs. We were talking about what our favourite songs were from the film. We're talking about kind of what else was we talking about? We're talking about will we like the voice actors that the actors that played the characters in the movie? Would you like them to reprise their roles in the series? Things of that nature. So yeah, just that's what we've pretty much been talking about. Silver Comet. Argyle is dead unless he disappeared, leaving behind his glasses and Twilight's necklace. If it happened on Sonny's room, then he is trapped in the Earth's diamond, or he went to the future. Who knows? It's a bit strange. There wasn't very much explanation of what happened to him. You just kind of get the idea he's unfortunately gone. I don't know. Ginger, I just realised the announcer pony from the tea shop of Alphaville sounds like the same voice actress of Limestone, Pinkie Pie's sister, but I could be wrong. Well, the thing is that they would have had obviously additional voice acting talent on this movie that played the more background characters. So they generally could have maybe got back some characters that have already worked on it already. From what I can gather, this was a UK and American production because obviously Boulder Media are based in Ireland. They're actually based in Ireland. So then obviously Hasbro are part of it and Netflix. So generally, from what I can gather, the acting talent was an American cast. So I don't know, because a lot of the voice acting talent for Friendship is Magic were Canadian. So I just don't know who they managed to maybe get back. But obviously they got the original cast back. They got the original cast back that played the main characters for Friendship is Magic at the beginning, that little sequence. So they got Tabitha St. Germain back. They got Tara Strong. They got Ashley Ball. And they got they got all of them back just for that little few minute sequence, which I thought was a nice little nod. Really good. Silver Comet, the leaked animatic intro with Argyle and Philly. Sonny is part of the 45-minute special. Right. Okay, to be released in mid-2022. Interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks a lot for that. Ontario Stewart, there was a character on a toy box that wasn't in the movie that looks like Minty. I think she will show up in the special, maybe. There might be some characters that they're just marketing, and they might maybe bring them in addition as a secondary character. Because, like I say, you got your main characters, but you still need to have supporting characters, secondary characters that they can interact with. So they might indeed bring a lot of characters into it that they're maybe made of. Who knows? Silver Comet, my favourite song is Looking Out For You of Izzy and Sonny. Yep, I love that song as well. In it, Izzy asks Sonny if she can be her girlfriend, Steed. Sonny did not catch the hidden meaning and said yes. Hey. And Silver Comet again. Later, Izzy is warning Hitch about not taking away Sonny, or that would cause them tension in their group. Sassy, yeah. I kind of think she's just a jokey kind of thing, but who knows? I mean, I don't want them to kind of go down the thing of, at the end of the day, I've got no problems with sexuality between these characters.
No, and I think that if particularly nowadays in this day and age, that even children, even children's entertainment can explore sexuality and and disability type and disability type material, which They'll be good, both for the older fans and the younger fans if they were to bring it into this new generation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is like I said, I don't mind anything if they wanted to make a character gay or non-binary or anything like that. I don't have a problem with that. But end of the day, I don't want them to go down the tangent of that defines them as that character, because that's a problem with today. There's too many characters out there that are, look, I'm vegan, for instance, or I'm gay or whatever, and that kind of completely overshadows their character. That their sexuality defines them, and that's not the case. A good character development, their sexuality does not define who they are. It's who they are as a person, their personality, that defines them. And I'm hoping they don't kind of go down that tangent and start messing with it just because of a small circle of people out there that cancel everything, that don't do things like that. I'm really hoping they don't fall into that category. I don't want them to do that. Nico, it is just me, or did Hitch and like Sonny more than just close friends? The movie did throw a few hints about that. Yeah, there was a scene. It was kind of when she got thrown out of that show, that event, and Hitch kind of like threw her out. And there was kind of that kind of connection of them talking, like say, when Hitch said to Sonny that, I'm your last friend, I'm your last only friend. I don't want you to lose me as well.
Yeah, I like that because
the
relationship between Hitch and Sonny is he's a sheriff character, and he's when he's forced to almost arrest her, because of course Sonny is the one who sets up. She believes in the old ways. She believes in that all the ponies, the unicorns, the earth ponies, and the Pegasi, they can all be reunited, but everyone else is against that. And
yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I generally think that there could possibly be something there. I generally think that obviously the childhood friends, but at the point of where they meet Izzy and Pip and that, they're a bit older. I don't know how old. They're probably adult. I don't know, probably young adult. So I generally think that, you don't know, maybe something could blossom out of it. But I mean, I don't know whether they're going to do what they did with Friendship is Magic, where they didn't really rely heavily too much on relationships.
Yeah.
They kind of stayed away from relationships a little bit. I know Big Mac, he ended up having a couple of relationships during the span, but he was a secondary character. He wasn't a main character. And the main characters, you find out later that only one of them has a child. The rest of them don't. So it's kind of like this thing where it'd be interesting to see of what they do, because this is a new set of characters, new personalities, and I'm hoping they stick with that. But I generally think that it would be pretty interesting to see if maybe something could blossom out of that, or maybe something will blossom out of that. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But it all depends of how this new generation is, how the direction of this new generation is going to go. Be interesting. Ginger, what makes this film even more great is that it's more emotional than the previous ones. Yeah, it is. It's got good emotion to it. It's got heart. That is it. It's got heart. And anything, it doesn't have to be animation. Anything, if it's got heart and it's got something about it, then that it makes it special. It's good. And I generally think this film had a really good balance with all of that. What do you think about that, Lawrence? Do you think it had good emotion?
It did. I think the CGI did a good job. The characters were very expressive, and I like that it got up to a close eye sort of view of the faces a lot, so you could really see the emotion. When the character was sad, when they were happy, and you could see honestly just how they were feeling.
Yeah, it was good what they did. Silver Comet. The reactions of the unicorns in Bridlewood are meant to represent neurodivergent people, with Izzy being too neurotypical for her community. Ironically, that is why they are triggered by words. Ah, I get you. Interesting. Jonathan, the animals in the show are not like the real world animals we saw in Friendship is Magic. Think some pony / Discord changed them all. Could it also explain the physical changes of the ponies? Yeah, maybe so. Because Discord, he was kind of very much in control of a lot of it behind the scenes, and you find that out later that he was really he was always there behind the scenes. He might not have been on screen, but he was always there in some shape or form. So for all we know, Discord could still be alive. He's a god. He's a god of chaos. He's not a physical being. He is a physical being, but what I mean is he's a being that coincides, or he is between dimensions. He's able to go into like all these different dimensions. Is able to kind of like 1 minute is there, next minute is here, next minute is in his own dimension, and where he lives. And it's kind of like I think possibly Discord probably could still be alive. I think it's a strong possibility he's still alive, or he's going to maybe show up in the future. I would love it. And they've got to get got to get the guy back. I think John Delancey, I think his name was. Yeah. Silver Comet. Another interpretation, is that they are a group of exclusive religious cults. So the words are blasphemy. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Silver Comet. With Izzy living secluded and without any unicorn friends because she was shunned because of her atheism on the existence of bad words, bad luck, jinxes. Right, I see. Oops. Silver Comet again. So this is... Okay, that was just a reaction to someone else. Jonathan, the toys, the My Little Pony A New Generation set contains a Starlight and Trixie along with the main 6, and some characters have the new gen. Might we see Starlight and Trixie? I don't know, because we just don't know how far ahead in the future this is supposed to be set, because because someone said it was 20 moons in the future. And also, we don't generally know how far ahead 20 moons is. So I don't think any of the characters, normal pony characters or Pegasi, will still be alive. I think the only characters I think would still be alive from Gen 4 in this timeline, new timeline, would unfortunately be the Discord, maybe Spike, because he's a dragon and they'll live longer than most other creatures. And possibly Twilight. But with the magic gone, I don't know. I just don't know who could still be alive.
Well, the thing is, what we don't know is, with the magic cord, could this restore the past characters? Could this, in a way, bring them back to life? Or do they live on as spirits? I don't know.
I don't know. It's interesting. It'd be interesting to see if, like, with the magic come back, whether someone else, maybe it's brought back some magical beings. I don't know. Who knows? Where are we? Nico says, what was the funniest scene in the movie for you guys? For me, it was probably when you meet Izzy for the first time, when she just stomps into where Sunny lives, into their town, and you just like the reaction of all the other ponies, like kind of like some of them diving into the water and kind of like, and then I love the scene. I love that bit during that scene where Hitch goes to this female pony, hands her this child and says, "There you go, ma'am, your child's safe." And then when he runs off, she kind of says, "This isn't my kid." And then he just says, "You're welcome." That whole scene, the opening scene, is just funny. I just really, really, really thought that was just a really good scene when Izzy comes into it and just like, "Hi, you friend," and then just everyone's freaking out, and she's just this real cute, not evil at all, but yet everyone's just so paranoid about her. And I just thought that was probably one that really got a chuckle out of me. What about you, Lawrence?
I would say, I quite like when they, when the people of the city of the unicorns say that when they hear the word magic, that it's said to be a bad word, and then they do that kind of jinx dance thing. That was quite a chuckle for me, honestly.
Yeah, and also Silver Comet mentions here about Queen Haven never taking off her crown. Yeah, that got a chuckle out of me as well, where she kind of like goes swimming with it and she's in the shower with it. I just thought that was quite funny as well. Silver Comet again. Queen Haven probably knows something, or at least heard about the legend regarding her crown. Yeah, most likely. They might get a lot. They might maybe, now that they're rekindled, they might maybe get some more information in regards to how she got her crown in the first place, who, and maybe any more information. I generally think the series will just be kind of them going on like they did with, maybe going on some sort of a journey to kind of like discover more about their history, their past, and the legend of the main five or the main six.
I think that's what it will be.
So
I reckon somewhere.
Your sound's gone, Lawrence. I can't hear you, mate. Your sound's gone.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It muted me.
No, don't worry, you're all right.
I was saying, I'm thinking for whatever reason. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It may never happen, but I reckon that the Gen 4 main six will somehow make an appearance, just so that it gives Hasbro a reason, probably, to release them as 3D toys.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. What else? Ginger says, what I'm having trouble with this film is the robot in the final act. It doesn't look menacing enough, in my opinion. There should be spikes, should be bigger and more Mad Max friendly style. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I generally, when that happened, I was kind of like, what the frig's going on now, kind of thing. But no, I did kind of enjoy. I thought it was fine as it was. It was just a comical thing, something that they could easily topple and destroy, which they kind of did in the end. Unfortunately, it destroyed Sonny's house. But I generally think it was just a comical thing. I don't really look too much into that little thing. But yeah, it would have been nice if they kind of made it a bit more menacing in a friendly way. But I generally think it was just funny that they were referencing mecha. They were referencing like piloted robots. So I generally think that was another pop culture reference there as well. So that's generally all that was. Blaze, hello. I was left with the doubt about where are the Equestria Alicorns. Yeah, I don't know. We just don't know I don't know where anyone is at the moment. Ontario Stewart, do you guys think Sonny's mom will show up in the show? I don't know. I mean, you kind of get the idea that she's probably dead as well.
Yeah.
Or she's probably
never mentioned her in the movie.
No. You get an essence that it was just always her, and it was just Sonny and her dad. There was, you don't really see much of any reference or anything of the mother. So I don't know.
Could it turn out maybe unknown to Sunny? Maybe she's a descendant of one. She's in like a descendant, maybe, or something of one of the Gen 4 characters.
Maybe, because who knows? I mean, generally, these are a new generation. Maybe,
yeah,
they do. Maybe they are related in some way to the original main characters. I don't know. Who knows? Blaze again says, imagine with me, in the last episode of the first season appears the Twilight Alicorn, just like the one at the end of Gen 4, and says it's time to get back to the action. Yeah, that would be cool. Luigi Guy 69, the funniest scene for me was when Hitch shouted mayonnaise, and it had me wheezing. Yeah. Yeah. Ginger, what I'm having trouble. Oh, I've already said that one. Sorry about this. It's messing up. Here we go. Silver comment. The review on the New York Times have pointed out that the fascist theme of Sprout danced very dangerously on tiny political ice. The writers and animators did it very carefully. Yeah, to be honest with you, the media is going to shit all over this because the media has been very, very, very negative about the Brony or the fan base behind MLP.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that there's going to be some animosity with the media. I generally think there's still going to be a bit of animosity regardless of this being a new generation, a clean slate. So unfortunately, New York Times, anyone that's in the media, the papers or the news, they're going to shit all over the fans. It doesn't matter because end of the day, people don't understand, if people don't understand something, they're just going to they're not going to ask questions, they're just going to shit on it. And that's generally
what and it's sad.
It is. Luigi Guy, Sprout was really annoying. When he was given the title of sheriff, he became really egotistical. He did. He was an annoying character, but I think he was a good character because you love to hate him. Characters that are designed well, that you generally don't like them, that makes them a good character because they're giving you the feeling of what is wanted. But for me, I just saw, some of the scenes with Sprout I thought were quite funny. But as a character, he's supposed to be annoying. He's the brat of the group. He's a brat. He's an attention-seeking brat. His mother has given him everything he ever wanted in life. He's been basically brought up with a silver spoon. That's pretty much his character. He's a character that's been brought up with a silver spoon. He's been, his mother has kind of helped him become the sheriff after Hitch kind of left to kind of get to find Izzy and Sonny and bring them back. So he just took it upon himself and became emperor of their town. So he went completely egotistical, but he wasn't an evil character. He was just it was a pony that was just craving attention, and his mum wasn't a very good parent. But yes, she kind of understood the error of our ways and at the end of the film, and Sprout ended up kind of being knocked down a few pegs again, which was good. Jonathan again says, did any pony see the sun or the moon in the film? If we didn't there might be some plot lines for the series to come? You know what? I didn't actually notice because I didn't look. I was too much kind of too preoccupied with the story and everything. But come to think of it, I never saw a moon or a sun either. So who knows? Maybe because the magic's gone, because the sun that bringing the day and bringing the night was all done, and the seasons was all done with the magic use.
Yeah.
So for all we know, for all I know, maybe Celestia and Luna or Twilight and all them lot, maybe they did unfortunately go, or they became very, very weak because the magic was gone. Now the magic's back. Maybe that's going to be something they might build upon in the series, but who knows? Time will tell. Blaze, what did you think of the songs from the movie? I really enjoyed. Yeah, we kind of already kind of spoken about that. It says he's from Brazil, and I must really praise the dubbing work that was done in my country. Well, obviously, obviously it got. I think it got dubbed in every country that has Netflix. I think there's obviously a Japanese dub, and there's all sorts of dubs. So I can't really speak about how good the Brazil one was, the Brazilian one, but I generally think the voicing in the English version was really good. It was sublime. The singing, the songs, everything about it was really good. I think we've already kind of spoken about this. We got asked this a bit earlier on in the stream. I think my favorite one, just to answer you again, I think my favorite one was my favorite songs was the first song of Sunny's, where I've forgotten the title of it, but the first one on the beginning of the film, Sunny's song, that was really good. I really enjoyed Sprout's song as well, because it kind of had a few things in there, kind of like a Nirvana feel to it, and kind of like White Stripes, and kind of like had like a good infusion of more of a rockier song. And I also like the song that Izzy and Sunny sang together as well. I really like those three. Yeah, they're good songs. Nico, what if the show had more dark elements or moments? Like imagine if a character dies on screen in an episode. I don't know. I mean, I did hear that they were hopefully trying to make it a bit more mature. At the beginning, when this film got announced, there was a lot of there was a little bit of speculation that they wanted to kind of make it a little bit more maturer than Gen 4.
Taking more notice of the brony.
Yeah, obviously they've got to understand, going too far, it is a kids movie as well, so you've got to be mindful of the kids. But who knows? Maybe the series might have because obviously Friendship is Magic throughout its run, it does get a little bit darker. It doesn't go really, really dark, but it does get quite. There's some points in there that are quite dark. So who knows? Silver Comet. The only one of the main 6 who had a kid was Pinkie Pie. Yep, that's true. The others can only have great niece/nephews from the children of their siblings and cousins. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, Pinkie Pie was the only one who had kids. So maybe Izzy is a descendant of Pinkie Pie. Who knows? I don't know. But Izzy, she's got blue fur, a blue coat. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Nico, I wonder if we'll see Sprout again, but something tells me we will. I think Sprout will be a regular character. He'll probably be a little bit like, he'll just be that character that kind of like tries to fondle the plans, maybe, or he kind of just like that annoying character that'll just kind of like mess up all the time. Probably kind of be more of like a comedy relief character, basically. I think we'll see most of these characters again in the future, to be honest. Silver Comet, mind blown. The 3 ponies depicted on the stained glass window under Twilight's cutie mark light is an Earth pony. The wings are golden. The horn is golden. Each crystal gives astral parts. Interesting. So that was obviously a bit of foresight then for what happened at the end. Silver Comet. Then the mystery goes deeper with the pony on the center of the stained glass. That was destroyed. The characters never saw it, only the audience. The power gives the Earth diamond. The power gives the Earth diamond. Interesting. This might be all little things that might get brought up again in the future.
Yeah, I think it will.
Silver Comet says the mystery was referenced again on the mid credits extra scene. The filly Earth pony leaving glowing hoof prints, but not the Pegasus or the unicorn with her. Interesting. I see. Ginger, I just remembered Sprout's mom keeps calling him Sugar Cube. Call back to Applejack. Yeah, I got that. I got that reference. Did you, Lawrence?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little reference. Subtle reference. And Terry Stewart, in G4, Twilight said, when the 5 elements are together, the 6th will reveal itself. The 6th will reveal it. So there might be another pony in the group in the future. Yeah, who knows? I mean, each member, I don't know if they're going to go down the route of the harmony, kind of like loyalty and all that kind of thing. I don't know if they're going to have that where each member kind of, they're the embodiment of these different things. I don't know if they're going to do that again with this new series, whether it's going to be a new take on it or what. But it'd be interesting to see if they do bring that back. Who knows? Ginger, speaking of nature content on Netflix, it says there may be throbbing effect that may affect some photophobic viewers. Something like that. I don't know what it means. Can you guys explain it? Yeah, for that means photophobic. I don't know what that means, but it might just be a warning for anyone with photosensitive epilepsy.
Yeah.
If there's any kind of like flashing lights or anything like that, or any really, really aggressive flashing or anything like that, it can cause people to have a seizure that have sensitive epilepsy. So if anyone's got that and that flashing happens, it can bring on a seizure.
Yeah.
So they've got to put warnings on anything that has flashing lights. I don't know if that's what we're on about. Silver comment. Oh no, it's Nico. Sorry. What if the upcoming special is done with 2D animation we saw in the movie's opening scene? I don't know. I would like it if they would continue it as a 3D series. Because again, Netflix could really put the money into that because they do.
Yeah.
Netflix produce a lot of stuff that is fully CGI as a series. It would be nice because even though I think there's been speculation that the animation would be a little bit different, maybe for the series, but I would like it if they would carry on with the CGI for the series as well, because it would be nice to see them in that. It would be nice to see them again in that animation style. Bill Boyce says, "What if Sprout and Hitch went after Sunny? Do you think the third act would be this? I don't know what you're on about with that one." Blaze. We saw a lot of G4 references in this movie. Do you think we are going to keep seeing references like that in the G5 series as well, or was that a special situation? Well, I think because this film is still within the continuity of the Gen 4, there's still references. There was a lot of references to Gen 4 in this movie, I would be very surprised if there's none again in the future, because the whole idea of this series is to keep the legend alive of the main 6 for Generation 4. The whole idea is to keep their memory, keep their legend alive. And that's what essentially Sunny set out to do. She wanted to bring back the magic and bring back the friendship between the races. And that's what eventually happened. So I generally think we might, I'm hoping we might get a returning character that might be able to help them out and assist them now and again. That would be nice. Ginger again says, "Oh, thanks for the answer, because that pop up the top left of G5 film." Yeah, no worries. Silver comment: Netflix is not involved with the animation or production; they only do the distribution. I see. Okay, no worries. One of my biggest problems, Nico says, with the movie was the pacing at times. It felt like it was going too fast. I don't know. I mean, the film did go by pretty quickly. But I generally just really enjoyed it. I don't have any issues with this film at all, personally. I really enjoyed it from beginning to end. It would have been nice if it was a little bit longer, maybe an extra 10 minutes longer, but I still enjoyed it. I have no problems with it at all. Except for the abrupt ending that I've already mentioned about. Ginger says, I never expected Ken Jeong to sing, and he's really good. Especially I knew him from Transformers Dark of the Moon. Yeah, I mean, Ken Jeong is actually a very good actor, and he's a comedic actor anyways, so you're going to get good comedic performance out of him. So I generally think as a whole, the voice performances for all the characters was really good. I generally think the voice performances were just top notch. Considering a lot of these characters were either relatively new or haven't done as much voice work. And I would say Vanessa Hudgens is one of those that hasn't done as much voice work. I've never heard her in anything, voicing anything. She's mostly been an on-screen actress, and she's also a singer. So, but no, I don't know. So then, guys, I'm just going to kind of put an announcement out. I probably might bring this to an end in the next 10 minutes, if that's all right with you, Lawrence.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I want to get myself something to eat at some point as well. I'm not eating yet, but yeah. So
good.
10 more.
Good, John. You got to eat.
Yeah, exactly. 10 more minutes, guys, and I'll be bringing it to an end. That'll bring us to around just over 2 hours since we've been going on, which has gone by pretty quickly. So, yeah. Silver comments just come into it again, saying the future DVD Blu-ray release of the movie will be an extended edition. Actually, the original duration of the movie sent to Paramount that was cancelled by COVID. Interesting. So there is actually...
I heard Sam was saying to me earlier that he hopes it gets a Blu-ray and DVD release. Well, I'd find it hard to believe it wouldn't, because it's MLP.
Well, I was really hoping that it would get a DVD release as well, because there was some people were doubting or saying, because Netflix, some things Netflix have produced or like an original thing. Obviously, Netflix are involved in the production of this. They're just distributing the film. That's what we've just been told. But yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping that we do get the DVD, and obviously with that, it looks like we are getting one, which is interesting. Silver Comet says one of the many scenes in the future DVD will be what the ponies were pointing at the sky after Magic comes back, before the scenes showing Brittlewood and Zephyr Heights. Interesting. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I might actually watch it again, probably either tomorrow or tonight. I've already seen it once, but it's a very enjoyable film. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. Love the music.
Before I go to my second PonyCon in a couple of weeks, hopefully, I'm gonna try and just try and catch up on some Gen 4 because I'm just past the first couple of episodes of season 6, so I need to get on with the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm finally all caught up. It took me a while to get caught up with it, but I think I've been caught up now for the past nearly a year now. I think I've got caught up with it.
It's a pain in the backside, to be honest, that these agreements that Netflix have. Why can they not get the rights to all 9 seasons? It'd be so easy to.
I know I don't know what's going on because Shout Factory, Hasbro and Shout Factory were partnered, and Shout Factory were the ones that were releasing the box sets for MLP and for Equestria Girls.
Yeah,
and all the specials. I heard that Hasbro had pulled their partnership or pulled their contracts with Shout Factory, and which meant that they were stopping because obviously Shout Factory, they also released the Power Ranger box sets and also the Japanese ones as well, like the Japanese Sentai stuff. So they kind of pulled out of a lot of that stuff, and so I don't know what's going on. I'm really hoping that they might maybe release a full box set with everything together and the movie, like a full-on box set of all these seasons and the movie.
That'd be really nice. I'd really like that. Just to go and grab either a Blu-ray or DVD box set, of all the seasons, the entire show, and
yeah. Hopefully.
There's one other question I had, which I haven't researched or anything. Will there be a potential Gen 5 equivalent to Equestria Girls, or a side series?
Yeah. I mean, I've got most of it now. I've got the specials for Equestria Girls. I've got all the movies for Equestria Girls. I've got, I think, up to season 6 on DVD. So I need to get the final 3 seasons. And unfortunately, I can only get.
I think seasons 1 to 7 are available in the UK. But
Season
9 have been released. So.
Yeah, I can get season 7. But unfortunately, 8 and 9 have never been released, and I don't know why. All right, so Silver Comet says, there are several obvious cuts in the flow of the scenes made to reduce the duration of the movie to 90 minutes. Okay, interesting. Silver Comet says, I suggest to pay attention near the beginning of the movie. At the studio of Argyle, there is a map of Equestria and many clues in the notes on the wall. Interesting. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff that you really need to pay attention to. Probably like to pause it and that now and again. Nico, I wonder why Hasbro didn't want add an extra 10-15 minute footage to the movie to help the balance of the pacing better. I don't know. They did. Netflix required the movie to be shortened to extra. All right, okay, interesting. Ginger, is it just me, or is Sunset Shimmer's same Ginger? Sorry, earlier. Is it just me, or is Sunset Shimmer's same singer, or the same singer for Sunny, or not Vanessa Hudgens? No, I believe Vanessa Hudgens still sang for. Vanessa Hudgens is a singer. She sings. Yeah. She has a singing career, and she's also an actress. So, Kimiko Glenn,
from Disney Channel fame, High School Musical.
Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens is known for High School Musical. So that's what she's known for. She's a very good singer. All the main characters that all sang their own parts. James Marston's I don't think James Marston actually sang, did he? I can't remember. But anyway, so like all the characters that had a song or was in a part of a song, they sang. Those actors sang their the songs for their characters as well as voicing them. Vanessa Hudgens voiced and sang for Sunny. I can tell it is because I could recognize her voice, a vocal thing, because she sounded like she did in High School Musical. Oh my God, I have a bit of a crush on Vanessa Hudgens. Jesus Christ, she's nice. I like her. Yeah. Nice. Interior Stuart says there is a lot of characters who got their own toys as well. Yeah, they did. Nico, if our girl is really dead, then that kind of sucks to know. He seemed to like a great dad. It would have I would have loved it if he came back in the show. Yeah, it is a shame. I liked him as a character. Interior Stuart, there are a lot of characters. Yeah, I've already said about that. Oh, that one. Yeah. There are a lot of characters that got their own toys that were not in the movie. Yeah, we've already kind of mentioned about that earlier. Yeah. I generally think that a lot of these characters are probably characters that they might maybe bring in as a secondary character, because you got your main characters, but you need secondary characters as well in order to bounce off of them. You know, in order to get dialogue and everything. So I think some of these characters that they made toys for might probably become a secondary character in the series. Silver Comet says Vanessa was selected precisely because she can double as a singer for Twilight. Vanessa was selected precisely because she can double as a singer, so they do not have to need to hire Rebecca Shaw yet again, only Tara Strong. Yeah, I get you. Right then, guys, so we are now just over 2 hours.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for, it's been great for me to, come back to the channel. And
yeah, we'll have to try and do this again more often. I mean, we try to do a live stream probably usually on a Saturday evening. So if you're free on a Saturday evening, if you're not doing anything, feel free to join us if you want.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But yeah, so thanks to everybody, Ginger, to everybody, Nico, also thanks to Alpha for joining us briefly, but I think he had a connection problem and never came back. But yeah, so thank you very much to everybody that joined us. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will be back hopefully maybe next weekend. And Sam probably might be able to join us. We might be able to get a discussion from Sam as well about his thoughts on the movie a little bit more. It's just unfortunately Sam was supposed to join us tonight, but unfortunately his connection was bad. So hopefully we'll get Lawrence back as well in the future. So he is actually the third member of this channel, but unfortunately we just never really had the time to reconnect for a while. But no,
I've still got so much catching up to do. I haven't really, I've not really been up to date. But as I say, this has been the first thing I can, watch and kind of be equal, equal knowledge with you guys, because it's something more or less new.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's been good. It's been a good chat. It's been good to talk to you again, Lawrence. It's been a while since we've actually done one of these.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thanks to everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will be back hopefully next week, and at the same time about 8:30 in the evening. So see you soon, everyone.
All right. See you guys soon.